What's up YouTube, NCG here, bringing to you guys the deck profile that I promised that I would give to you lot, and that is the Rokket Virus deck. My local Waterstones bookstore just got the structure deck in stock, so I went down there, picked up 3 copies of the deck, and I have made this deck for you guys to profile today. So it's still in testing, but it's a deck that, looking at and the hands that I've been playtesting, it's a very fun deck, and it's a build that I would actually like to continue building and improving as I go. So, with all that said and done, let's get into it. So, for the Rockets, free magical Rokket, as I said, he is the best one. He removes the monsters, non-targeting, when it's targeted by a link effect, which is really good. Free metal Rockets, he is the second best because he destroys everything in the same column as him, so that's all the monsters, spells, traps, extra deck monster, you name it, he will get rid of it. 2 Anisphere Rokket. Let's just get the last ones. I play 2 Anisphere Rockets, 1 auto and 1 shell. The reason I've gone for this ratio is that I still want the spell and trap removal, or dedicated spell and trap removal of the Anisphere Rokket, which I play 1 of. Shell Rokket can begin in those situations just to quickly get rid of like very strong and big boards. But I've gone for the Anisphere Rokket because he has the highest defense of the monsters, so he's a good target for one of the traps that I play in the deck. Overall, that's 10 Rockets. I think if you're going for a build like this where it's like a Rokket mix, 10 Rockets is a really nice number. You just get the most out of the Rockets, you get the most constant cycles that you can get off, so that's why I've gone for this ratio. But that's the Rockets. For the Darkness engine, I play 3 of the RM, the Wicked Warden. Now, his ability is you can discard this card to add 1 layer of darkness from your deck to your hand, which is the field spell. And then you contribute 1 dark monster to draw 1 card, or if you attributed a dark monster other than this card to activate this effect, you can add 1 dark monster with 2000 or more defense from your deck to your hand instead. You can only use this effect Wicked once per turn. Now, he's really good in the Rockets because you could either discard him to add the layer of darkness, which is something that you do want to have on the field at times. You can either tribute himself to draw a card, or if you tribute a Rokket, which is not very hard to do because we have things like Boot Sector Launch and Quick Launch. It's very easy to get another Rokket out, plus all the Rockets cycle themselves when they're popped anyway. You can then tribute one of those Rockets to either add your Realized Darkness Metal Dragon or your Diablos. So the consistency in the deck with this card is really good, which is why you want to play it at 3. And then to round up the Darkness engine, I do play 2 Lilith because Lilith searches all your normal trap cards, your viruses, and then everything else. So Lilith's really good. You can play her at 3 if you want to. You can cut something else in like the spell or traps. Or you can drop one of the Rockets down to add a 3rd one of this in if you really want to up the searching capabilities of your normal traps. But at the moment, I do think at the very least 2 Lilith is what you need. And I do play 1 Diablos. You can up Diablos to 2. 3 is way too much. He will clog at 3. But I got him at 1 just because he's searchable by the RM, which we do play at 3. And once you've got him in circulation, whether it's from the hand or grave, he's there. He then starts consistency himself. And to run up the monsters, I do play the 1 when I start this metal, which again is searchable by RM, which is just absolutely insane when you think about it. So those are the monsters. For the spells, I do play 3 field spells, which is 2 Boot Sector Launches and 1 Layer of Darkness. We have 4 ways to search Layer of Darkness because we do play 1 Terraforming. So we have 4 ways to search this, so we should have this when we need it. Sorry, and we have 3 copies of this, 2 of this and 1 Terraforming, so we should have Boot Sector Launch when we need it, and 1 and the Layer of Darkness when we need it. So whenever you need, whichever fuel spell you need at the time, you should be able to have access to it. If you want to up any of these ratios, go right ahead, guys. So it's completely up to you. Next, I play 3 Quick Launch. You've got to play this in any rocket deck. You've got to max it out. It's your E-Tele for the rockets, you know. And if you have multiple copies, you can play multiple copies in a turn. So it's absolutely fantastic. 2 Scrib Draws. 3 is too much in my personal opinion, but you can play 3 if you want. If you do, I would probably drop one of these, the Allure of Darkness. You can probably drop an Allure for 3rd Scrib Draw. That ratio is that ratio is what I advise. You either go 3 Scrib, 2 Allure, or 3 Allure and 2 Scribs. I think that's the best consistency for that draw engine. 1 Monster Reborn because Monster Reborn, and 2 Scapegoats. This helps you get into your Borlo Dragon until rockets start being able to do it themselves more consistently. I'd say play Scapegoat if you can play it. So that's the spells. For the traps, we play 1 Solemn Warning because it's Solemn Warning. This can be Judgment, this can be Strike, this can be Scolding, whatever you want to play. Whichever Solemn you want to play. I just like 1 Warning. And then for my Virus engine, I got 1 Eradicator, 2 Grinning Graves, and 1 Full Force. Eradicator, if you can play it at 3, play it at 3. Literally, Eradicator is just too good. Though in this build, the only tributes that we have in the main deck are one of these 2. But you have your extra deck for the Eradicator as well. The Grinning Graves, literally everything in your deck's a target for this card. I just think this is probably one of the second best at the moment, with Full Force being the next best. Just because everything you pop with Grinning Grave, they can't activate. And yet, unfortunately, they get to pick what they pop, but they have to decide what they can afford to get rid of on that. And you could probably get a full 5 destruction from Grinning Grave. So if you do, that's 5 cards they have to be willing to say, yeah, okay, I don't need this, it's gone. And then for the 3 turns that you're popping everything that they draw. So I like the Grinning Graves, but the best thing with the viruses, which I'll get to after explaining this, I play the 1 Full Force, which is an Anis for rocket target, which is why, as I said, I play 2 Anis for rockets, because it's the highest defense rocket in the deck, with Shell Rocket being next. So you have 3 targets for this in terms of your rockets. And a lot of monsters have very low defenses nowadays, and it's very easy to destruct. But the perfect thing with the viruses is that whatever you main, whatever you don't main, you side, and you can just swap in and out between games 2 and 3, and then you can choose from your main deck for your main deck numbers. Oh, okay, what do I want to be able to get rid of the most? And so that's the beauty of the viruses, is that it's so customizable. So this ratio is my ratio. It's not your ratio. you pick whatever you want to prioritize. The only thing I would personally advise is that you've got to play Eradicator, because Eradicator is just so good. Spells are so detrimental in this game at all times. Spells are really important, so having the Eradicator option is always good. And to round out the main deck, I play 3 Torrential Tributes. This is again searchable off Lilith, and you don't mind your rockets being popped by a Torrential because you'll just get more rockets at the end phase. So that's the main deck, guys. The extra deck is very standard. If you saw my last rocket deck, it's pretty much the same. Double Ball Load and a Topologic Bomber. As your boss monsters, for your Link 3s, I still play Decode and the Triple Burst Dragon. 2 Twin Triangle Dragons. We have the additional target of the Diablos to provide with this, so this is a bit more live in terms of visibility. Still 2 Underclock Takers. This is probably your best way to target your rockets in the early game to get their effects off and start doing your just rocket disruptions. The 1 Proxy Dragon, because it's Proxy Dragon, and the 2 Link Spiders. You know, these 3 are for your scapegoat play. And then for the Xyz, I still play the 1 Dark Arm Dragon, the 1 Dark Rebellion, the 1 Evil Swarm Nightmare, and the 1 Babushka. And so, guys, that is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is something that I will be playtesting a lot more, because just the synergy of Aram, the wickedness alone in this deck is just so good. The fact that we can get rockets on the field so easily, so we can just tribute for Aram to search one of these two is just so good. I really like that synergy in its own. But you know, the consistency that this darkness archetype brings to a deck like this is just really nice and really nice to play with. So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave the comments down below. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, tell me what you would personally play, tell me, you know, everything like that. I do look forward and I do enjoy seeing your comments. Again, I know someone commented before saying like we'd like to see test hands. I'll show test hands in a deck that I feel like can demonstrate test hands the best. A deck like this can't really show you off test hands because the Rockets are a slow deck as it is. Really, my test hands would just be like, do I have a good amount of monsters and traps? I do, cool, that's a good hand. If I don't, then you know it's a bad hand. Well, not a bad hand, it's just a slower hand. But for a deck like my DDs, whenever I do a DD update, I will show you some test hands if I can. So don't worry guys, if you want test hands, I will try and bring them to you when I can. So it's just a test hands I have to be comfortable enough with the deck to show you off test hands, because I don't want to show you bad hands on video. It's just something I don't think you lot will enjoy to see. So again, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave the comments, like and subscribe to the channel, as you all do, which is fantastic, and we'd love to see you keep on doing it. And until next time guys, have fun.